Does everybody have a notebook?
No.
All right.
Professor don't have one.
Did I give you a pen? Okay. Gus doesn't have one. And I don't have one anywhere else. I don't think I have one in my bag.
Okay. Does anyone need this drawing? Okay. Can you Carl,
Yes, yes, sir.
are you going to have someone help her in the simulator?
I can. I mean, as far as catching up, or
Well, and whatever, I just wanted if I can, well, I don't know, she's about got this thing done. If you want to draw that, go ahead. And, we can get it from, she can get that from someone else, I think. And just copy it from someone. What I want to do is, you don't have paper to write on?
I got some paper.
Go ahead and get your piece of paper.
You got paper?
Gus,
You don't
just
have.
transfer it to your notebook when you get it.
Wait a minute.
Here we go.
Wait a minute.
There we go.
You're going back tomorrow.
Got one.
I'm today.
Okay.
And little man doesn't have one.
Got one.
Got one.
Okay. Let me,
I started basketball too. That shit had. Okay, my three mentors here, Cameron, Brandon, and they trade strict attention this week from now on. Because next month. You gotta earn them polo shirts, buddy.
all right.
I can't wait a minute. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna, you know what? It's just too much work. Want to do this. Actually, just put it on the table, turn it sideways.
Yeah.
There's a table right there. That's what I'm gonna do this morning. We got a slouch in there. I wish it was a little bit.
Ingrid, our main point on this is the name of the ledge. Crosswind, downwind, base leg, final approach. That's our main point and what do all of those mean. So you can finish up your diagram with one of these guys as somewhere when we get a chance, we'll make it work. You okay?
Hey, Mr. Still,
Sir,
we can put that
how we gonna,
Well,
Oh, that table here, put it there, and make the board that way.
will it stand up?
The board,
Yeah.
maybe not put it on the table, get it back, maybe.
I don't know what.
The wall.
And this? Yeah, okay, do that. That'd be better.
it's
Oh
gonna
my gosh, I got a blackboard on the back. I could have gone
Table
there.
here. Yeah, watch me walk over.
I didn't realize that.
be, you too.
I mean, all the passes is done.
Like that.
Would that be better?
Yes. Okay. What I want to talk about, first off this morning, it can get boring, so I'm going to keep it short. And I don't want you to, I don't want you to fall asleep on it. You need to pay attention. So, planning. Pre-flight planning. It's a big deal. We got pre-flight planning. We need to know what's going on before we run into a problem. We need to know that. Just like if I would have properly planned, I would know that there was a blank blackboard on the back of this blackboard, and all I had to do was lift it up and turn it around. So, I stupidly made a mistake. I did not do my proper planning. What you're going to have to do in aviation, always, 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 is plan. You need to know what's going to happen before it happens. You need to plan for those things. Also in everyday life. So I have what I call the 6 P's. One, two, three, four, five, six. The 6 P's. Proper. What does proper mean? Do you know what proper means? What? Correctly, yeah. Yeah, correctly. So, proper, prior. What does prior mean? Yes, sir. I can't hear you. Before. Early on. Before it happens. Prior to something going wrong, you need to know what's going on to prevent it from going on. Proper prior planning. We need to plan. Plan ahead. Think about what you're going to do and make a plan for it. Figure out how to solve the potential problems and be ready for them before they happen. Proper prior planning. Prevent. What does prevent mean? Keep things from happening? You're right. You got it. Prevent keeps things from happening. Okay. not doing very well. Not very well. Not very good. Poor is not very good. Performance. Proper prior planning prevents poor performance. What does performance mean? Camden, what does performance mean? Tell me something, don't just sit there like a lump on a stomach. I'm gonna hear something. Something.
How well it is?
Yeah, yeah. How well it is. How well are things going? How good can you make it? Performance. So, proper prior planning prevents poor performance. That means if you want to do well in anything you do, you need to think about it. You need to plan for it. You need to figure out what do you think can go wrong. You need to do some research. You need, depending on what your objective is, you got to figure out what's going on. So, and you want to plan for it. So, when in an airplane, you want to plan for things to make sure you have enough fuel, make sure you have oil in the airplane, make sure that the tires are inflated. Inflated, that means have air in them. You need to make sure that everything about the airplane is ready to go. How many of you have a bicycle? Do you ride your bicycle often? How do you get around? Huh? Do you have a car? It's not by a car, son. It's by mom. Mom supplies the car. It ain't the car. Don't forget that. Yes, sir. I thought you were waving at me today. Hey, let me talk. I want to talk. I got something to say. Okay. So, if you're going to get on your bicycle and you're going to run down to the grocery store, quite frankly, you're a fool, because you'll get killed on these roads on a bicycle going to the grocery store. So don't do that. Whatever you're going to do with your bicycle, if you're in your neighborhood and you can have some safe streets to ride on, and that's another story. But you need to make sure, do the tires have air in them? Do they need air? Do they? Okay. Is the chain on the bicycle, does it work? Are the tires bolted on, or are they just sitting there? You need to look at that. When people get into a car, most people, somebody's got to drive. So most people, and usually it's just one person getting in the car, they approach the car from the driver's side, they open the door, they get in, they start the engine, and off they go. They don't look at the right side. But what if the right side's got a big hole in it? What if the guy next to you dropped something and left it under the tire of your car? What if something on the other side is not correct? Well, when you walk up to the car or you walk up to your bicycle, you can look for these things. That doesn't mean you have to walk around with a pair of binoculars and all of this to figure it out. Just look at it. What do you see? Do you see something hanging off the car? Do you see a liquid dripping out of the car? Do you see gas on the ground around the car? Do you see some red fluid up near the front of the car? It's something that's unusual. What does unusual mean? Sorry, I couldn't hear you. It doesn't happen very often. Yes, that's correct. If something unusual is around the car, you should note that. You should say, wait a minute, what is it? If the door's open and there's some guy's feet sticking out of there and he's got a screwdriver in his hand and he's got the radio from the car in his other hand, what does that tell you? Something's going on.
Guys, y'all got to speak up a little louder so everybody can hear you.
That was my phone. I thought I'd cut it off, but I didn't. Somebody I'm tied up, Brianna. Sorry. It'll be back Thursday, next Thursday, I think. Bye. My airplane's coming back from the Bahamas next week. Okay. So what's going on? What's this guy doing? Why is somebody in my car with a screwdriver in one hand and a radio in another? What's going on here? He's stealing the radio. He shouldn't be there. Okay. So does that mean you're going to run up to him and say, hey, give me that radio? Not a good idea. Not a good idea. Tell somebody. But don't go running up there and confront the guy. Confront. You know what that means? Confront the guy to say, hey, we don't do this. You're not getting my radio. He just might say, you want to bet I'm getting your radio, and any more static out of you, I'm going to bust your head. So we don't want to go there. So you need to be aware of what's going on. Look at things. All right, I got a video here. We're going to start off, and I'm going to show you probably about 5 or 10 minutes of this thing, and then we're going to take a break and blow off some steam and come back in and finish it up and get that going. This is a video of a 172, Cessna 172 pre-flight, and that's what you've got that we're flying back here is 172. It's the same basic airplane. The objective of proper prior planning is to make sure that everything is ready. Now, if you don't know how much fuel you have in the airplane, how do you know you can reach your destination? You need to know exactly how much fuel do you have. Well, you've got a fuel gauge. There's a gauge in there that tells you how much fuel is in the airplane. Do you know the regulations require that an aircraft fuel gauge must be accurate? What does accurate mean? Huh? Correct. An aircraft fuel gauge must be accurate only when it indicates empty. That's a fact. Only when it indicates empty. So if your aircraft gauge does not indicate empty, is it accurate? You don't know. How do you know? What you do is, we've got what I call a Cessna fuel gauge. I'll show you one. That's another example of my poor planning. A Cessna fuel gauge is a stick. And you climb up on the wing, you climb up on the strut, and you take the gas cap off, and you stick that stick down in the tank. Stick it down in there. And you put your finger on the top where the tank meets, where the stick meets the top of the tank. And you pull it out and you look at it. And it will be wet. And that'll tell you how much fuel is in that tank. And you know you've got a 20-gallon tank or a 25-gallon tank, depending on the model of the Cessna. And you know how much fuel is in that tank. And that is the only way you will really know how much fuel is in that tank. And you stick the left wing, and it'll be dry by the time you walk over to the right wing. And you climb up on the right wing, and you stick the right wing. And it will give you an indication of whether that tank is half full, quarter, three-quarter, or full. It'll tell you that. That's the only way to get the proper amount of fuel for sure in your airplane. Never trust an airplane fuel gauge. Never, ever, ever. You're going to see some people in this, you see this lady is going to talk about the fuel indicator on the G1000. Just keep in mind, the only time the fuel gauge must be accurate by law is when it's indicating empty. That's it. On your larger commercial airplanes and some of your larger airplanes, that still is true, but they are much more reliable. What does reliable mean? Huh? Trustful. Yes. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start this thing. I think.
Today we'll be using the G1000-172. Check to make sure all your documents are present,
Full screen?
including your DOH,
Bottom right.
No,
weight
I'm
class
a,
certificate, your airworthiness certificate, and the registration
Oh.
certificate. These also expire every 56 calendar months, so check those within the date. Remove the control wheel lock. Magneto CD in the off position. Avionics bus 1 and 2 should be off. Then turn on the alternator and battery master switch. Next, check the lights for operation. The beacon,
Want to hear that?
nav lights, strobe lights, and lighting light.
Yeah, I get it.
Check Check the position light, the strobe light,
There's your commercials.
Before you get to the wall, burn it.
Okay. She's checking the lights. It's daytime. Why do we need lights in the daytime? Any guesses? Yes, sir.
Maybe like if you're in a cloud or something, where it's locked.
Good point. We get in a cloud. The reason we need, yes, ma'am.
Just to make sure other plane flyers know where you are.
Other airplanes can know where you are. Yes, exactly. That's the reason. That's the main reason. Now, you had those strobe lights. That's those blinking lights, those big, bright, blinking lights. That gets your attention. Sometimes on the road you see these construction vehicles driving down the road with blinking lights. They want you to see them where they're not going to hit you and you're not going to hit them, where they don't have to pay for your car. That's what they're trying to do. If you have a fender bender at 3,500 feet or 3,500 feet with another airplane, it ain't going to be a fender bender. It's going to be a real problem. Somebody's going to get hurt. Also, one of the big things in aviation is regulations. The regulations say, oh man, I hate to get started on bureaucratic governing, but the regulations say you've got to have certain pieces of equipment and it has to be operational, day or night. And the regulations say you've got to have a rotating beacon. You must have a rotating beacon on your airplane. So that's got to be there. You check these lights. So
That's great. Come on.
check the beacon, check the tail position light, check the right.
okay. Can you see that? That's the green light. Which side of the airplane is the green navigation light on? What's that? The right side. Why? If it's at night and you see a green light and about 30 feet away from it on the other side is a red light, that tells you that that's an airplane. If the green light is on my left as I'm looking at it, is the airplane coming towards me or going away from me? Going away from me? So that means that the green light, here's the green light, no, here's the green light, and here's the red light. If I'm sitting in the airplane. If I'm going towards the airplane, and here's the green light, and here's the red light, is the airplane coming towards me? Yes, it is. Green. Green is on the right. How many letters are in left? L-E-F-T. 4 letters, right? How many letters are in green? Guess again. 5. Which has got more letters? Right or left? Green has got more letters than red. Red's got 3, green's got 5. Okay? So, red's got 4, green's got 5. Which has more letters, left or right? Okay, so the more letters is green and right. Am I making sense? So the way you can tell which is the one that has the most letters. Match those two up, green and right, left and red. So that means if you're looking at a green light on the left and 30 feet away from it is a red light, that means it's coming towards you. Can you determine that during the day? Do you need these things on during the day? No, you don't, but you need to have them on. You have them in the event of nighttime. This is what we call a strobe light. A strobe is that, strobing action. The strobe light is to get your attention where other people can see you.
A strobe and right position light. Check the landing and taxi light on the right wing.
Landing taxi light.
Landing taxi light on the left wing.
And on
Verify the PFD came on. Then check fuel quantity for each tank.
Stop that. Okay. Fuel quantity. This tells you how much fuel is in the airplane, they think, or how much fuel is supposed to be in the airplane. How do you know that's right? You don't. You climb up on the wing, you stick the Cessna fuel gauge down in there, and you figure it out. That's how you know.
And an unstated shown. Turn on avionics bus 1 and listen for the cooling fan.
Okay, there you go. That's good. Okay. Avionics bus 1. Avionics bus 2. We have backup systems in airplanes. And we call an electrical connecting strip of metal, we call that a bus. B-U-S, bus. We've got avionics bus 1, avionics bus 2, non-essential bus, essential bus, emergency bus. We've got all kind of electric buses. Those are connections. That's what those are. So, is your electrical system working? Electricity is what keeps this G1000 working. So you need electricity to generally to use this airplane. You can use it without electricity for a short period of time. It'll run on a battery but not for long. So, all right, where are we? Okay, level with me now. Is now a good time to take a break? Or you feel like sitting through this some more? Enough said. Okay, let's get out of here. Take a break, go outside. Now, I want you to be very careful. You don't know how these guys act out there on that playground with that swing. You be careful. They can get carried away, and I'm going to have to come out there and bust somebody's head if they start getting carried away. So, be careful.
Yeah.
Okay, go burn off some steam. Be back here in about 10 minutes.
It's out of here. You know what's on?
Actually did this flight.
Still in trouble?
Hey, what'd you, never mind.
I did this flight.
Okay, guys, this is for second one. Promise to skip the teaching class for you guys. I'm gonna have you.
All right, there it is.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have you print your name on here legibly so I can read it, okay? And what this is for your certificates, okay? Even though you're here for second week, you'll still get a certificate, yeah? You just kind of pass it back when you're done.
You want first name, last name, what?
First name, middle initial, last name. Make sure you do it so I can read it.
Okay. Here we go.
Turn off, and you do the same test for 8 yards plus 2 with the after 8 yard span. And turn off. Next, you set the fuel computer level. So compress the engine tab, the system stop key, and then reset coolant.
Okay, on the G1000, that's this big panel here. It's manufactured by Garmin, G-A-R-M-I-N. It's called the Garmin G1000 model. And you see all of these little buttons here? That's what we call soft key. S-O-F-T, key, K-E-Y, soft key. And each one of those has an objective. It does certain things. You push that soft key and it does things. And it tells you what that does. Now, it is extremely complicated. It is very efficient. It works very well, but it can get you in real trouble. And it's hard to learn. You just have to stick with it and learn it. We are not going to try to get you to learn that, all of these soft key, no. I've got guys I've been training for a year and a half that don't know half of that stuff. So it's
Test the pitot key by turning on.
all right, here you go. Okay. You saw how they hit that switch and moved it up? That's what we call a toggle switch. T-O-G-G-L-E, toggle switch. The toggle
Test the
switch.
pitot key.
Toggle switch. Right there. That other switch that you saw where you got avionics bus 1 and avionics bus 2, that's a rocker switch. That's a rocker switch. Okay.
On. Check the pitot key warms within 30 seconds.
All right.
Check the mobile.
You see how she put her hand on that pitot tube right here? The heat is electrical and it heats this thing up. Because when you get in the air and it's very cold, hose, if there's any moisture in the air, it will freeze and it will plug that thing up and it won't work. She's checking it to see if it's warm. It takes it a few minutes to get hot. But when it gets hot on the ground, it's as hot as a stove. I mean, it's hot. And if that sucker was left on and you check it with your pad of your fingers, that's this part of your hand, if you check it with that and it burns and makes blisters on your hand or your fingers, now you can't fly the airplane because you can't feel the controls. So, don't check it with the pads of the fingers. Turn your hand around side backwards and check it with the back of your hand, like this. Just check it like that. That way, if it burns your hand, at least you can operate. And you can keep flying the airplane.
Forms within 30 seconds. Check for low voltage annunciator is shown. Next, lower the flaps. Turn off the interior lights and POV switch. Next, turn off the master battery multimeter.
Rocker switch.
Align the elevator trim with the takeoff position.
See that little tab right there again?
An indicator.
See how that little tab's coming down?
Place the fuel selector on volt.
You have depending on the model of the airplane, some of them have 20 gallons a side, some of them have 25 gallons a side. And it depends on the airplane model. This one has got 25. You got 25 gallons here and 25 gallons over here. If this is here, that means you're using the fuel out of the left tank. That's if you're sitting in the airplane, your left, the left tank. If it's all the way over here, you're using the fuel out of the right tank. And the tank is located in the wing. If you have it in this position, that means it's both tanks. It's pulling fuel out of both of them. And that's where you want to use it most of the time. There are times when you want either the left or the right. This red button, or this red lever right, or the red pull cable, is you pull this out, that cuts the fuel off at the firewall. And the firewall is the wall of metal between you and the engine. So this is what we call a firewall shutoff. If that's pulled out, no fuel can get to the engine. Do you want to pull that out in the air? Why not? It's going to cut the engine off. The engine needs fuel to run. Does that mean you're going to die? No. You got to go through the start procedure. You got to start the engine again. Do you have time to do that? Probably, but not always. So, big deal. Don't turn that thing off.
Ensure the alternate static air is in. Check the fire extinguisher is present and the green on. Alright, so we just completed the interior check. The first item on the exterior pre-flight check is the baggage door. We're going to check to make sure that this is secure and that
You get out of the airplane, the pilot in command sits in the left seat. The left seat is the pilot in command seat. The left door is where the pilot in command enters the airplane. When you go through the interior pre-flight checklist, you start on the left side. You come out of the airplane and then you start at the left door, just behind the door, and you walk around the airplane, all the way around, and come over around the wing and back to that spot. You do this in a pre-planned, organized manner following the checklist. You go all the way around the airplane.
Door is fully closed and latched. Next, we examine the fuselage, checking the underside and the tailpipe not being removed. Next, we're going to check our control surfaces on the tail. So we'll start with a horizontal stabilizer, checking the leading edge and overall condition.
Horizontal stabilizer, vertical stabilizer. Horizontal is this way. Okay? Vertical is this way. Make sense? Okay.
Then we check our elevator and rudder surfaces for freedom of movement and overall condition.
Elevator. Rudder.
Next, we check our static wicks.
Static wick. As an object moves through the air, when two objects move together and it creates static electricity, friction. It creates static electricity. What that means is an electrical charge can build up inside the airplane. If you're flying in the clouds, that can create and attract lightning. So these are metal. These are small wires. And these wires run all the way through here. They're coated with plastic, and these are small wires. And what they do is we call it a wick. A wick is like a candle. A candle wick is that little piece of it looks like thread or rope. A little small piece of rope that in a candle, and it pulls the fuel up from the if you have a lantern or if you have a wax candle, it burns that wax on that wick. This it wicks the electricity out behind the airplane into the atmosphere. What is atmosphere? What does atmosphere mean? And yeah, outside, atmosphere, whatever, that's the air, the environment, yes, right, outside.
There's a total of 6 static wicks on the tail that we check for condition. Next, we'll inspect our navigation antennas for overall.
This is the antenna. This is the navigation antenna. We have what we call a variable omnidirectional beacon, VOR. And a VOR uses this antenna to pick up information.
Condition. The next item we'll check is our elevator trim
All
tab.
right, start that. Trim tab. Big deal. This right here is the trim tab. This is the horizontal stabilizer this is the elevator behind the horizontal stabilizer. What this does is when the air comes across the top of this and around the bottom, what that does is pulls the tail down and causes the airplane to rotate on its center of gravity, and the nose comes up. This does exactly the same thing that you do on the controls when you move the controls back and forth. When you move the elevator control wheel back and forth, this causes that to happen. If you are getting resistance on the control wheel, what you can do is trim that resistance off. So if the control wheel wants to go up and you want the nose to go down, just trim the nose down. That trim that you're moving, and you got it on the simulators, it's up here, isn't it? Isn't it on your control wheel? You control it with your left thumb? Have I got that right? Okay. You control that, and what that does is moves this, and it relieves that pressure, and you don't have to continuously muscle that thing in the position that you want it. You can trim it, and it will stay close, but it won't stay exactly where you put it, because as the airplane moves through the air doesn't move through the airplane moves through the air. It hits, there'll be a little less air in one spot, a little more air in another spot, consequently it'll bump just a little bit. Just a little bit. So the trim will not stay exactly where you put it. It will not make the airplane exactly where you put it for a long period of time. But it will relieve that pressure, and you won't have to work so hard. So, now this is a big deal. You're going to use the trim a lot. It's a big deal. The trim, whenever you move the controls of an airplane, you move them very, very gently. You don't disturb. No. Get out. You move you move the controls very gently. You don't move them quickly. You don't move them. Now, you know, we've got several ways of describing speed. If we say fast, that means speed. If we say quick, that means speed. If we say rapid, that means speed. So what we want to do when we remove the controls of an airplane is move them gently and slowly. And we don't move them very far, very quick. Don't move them fast. In most cases, there are some situations you're going to get into where you really got to be quick, but they are few and far between. So, move these controls very gently and very smoothly. And give them time to react. They're not going to react right away. So you've got to move them, see what they do, move them, see what they do, move them, see what they do. Okay.
For overall security and condition. Next, we check the horizontal stabilizer and vertical stabilizer from this side of the fuselage. Next, we'll check our main antennas, our ELT antenna, our two communication antennas, as well as our GPS antennas, and the outside air temperature probe. We'll also check the antennas underneath the aircraft's fuselage. Check the marker beacon antenna and transponder. It's also important to inspect the overall condition of the fuselage on the right side. Next, we'll check the right wing flap for overall condition and security. Make sure to check the connecting rod for the flaps. It should move slightly.
You know, a lot of people think that in order to conceal carry, you're going to need a tactical belt and a set of jeans. Well, I'm here to tell you.
Next, we'll check our right aileron. We're going to check for direction of movement, compared to the other wing, and overall condition and security, including the connecting rod and counterweights.
Okay, you get that, you stop right there. Okay, you see that hole? Why do we have holes in these structures on the airplane? An airplane is designed to create lift. It lifts things up. Lift counteracts what? What does lift counteract? What? Gravity. The objective is to get the airplane up in the air. The more metal we have to lift, the heavier it is, the harder the airplane's got to work. So you'll notice that everything on this airplane is made out of lightweight metal, which is aluminum. And it's very thin. And it's cut and shaped. That's why we have these little V grooves in here. Because that adds more strength to the flat surface. That allows us to use less metal, which decreases weight. The objective when manufacturing an airplane is to keep the weight down. You can't manufacture an airplane out of 2x4s and 2x12s. That doesn't work. It's too heavy. Okay.
We've also got 2 more static wicks that we'll check condition and security. Next, we'll inspect the wing tip for condition and do a scan down the leading edge of our wing. Next, conduct a visual inspection of the angle of the tap transducer. If there's a tie down, make sure to remove it, and then come and inspect the tire. We're inspecting the right strut for overall condition, the tire for wear and condition, as well as the brake pad. It's important to take a fuel sample from each fuel sump located under the wing. There are 5 sumps on the right wing.
Okay.
Here.
What we do is we've got a little cup with a metal rod. It looks like a nail sticking out of it, about that high. And we push that little cup into the hole right here, and that allows fuel to drain into that cup. Okay. Inside the fuel tank, this is the fuel tank in the wing. If the tank is half full, what else is in the tank other than fuel? Air. Air, especially on a day like today, contains a lot of moisture or water. It contains a lot of moisture. When the temperature is high, moisture is in the air and you can't see it. It's just part of the air. As the temperature cools, the moisture becomes water. It becomes out of the air and into solution, and now it's water. So if we put fuel in an airplane, or we fly an airplane, we bring it in, and we park it at noontime. We park it on the ramp at the airport. We go inside, we have lunch, we do whatever we're doing, and we come back the next day. As that airplane sits on the ramp in that hot sun, the air retains the water inside that tank. Well, when the sun goes down, and the temperature is cool, the temperature inside that tank is cool, and the moisture condenses. And it gets on the top of the tank inside and forms little droplets of water. It's like when you get a cup of ice, or you get a glass of iced tea, and you put it on the table, the glass is wet on the outside. Why is that? That's because the temperature inside the glass is very cool, and the moisture in the air around the glass is not so cool. As the moisture makes contact with the cool glass, it condenses. Condense means comes out of the air and turns into water. And now you've got these droplets on the side of the glass. Well, that happens inside the airplane. And as that moisture accumulates, what does accumulate mean?
When something like goes up.
Builds up, yes. As the moisture builds up and accumulates, it gets heavier and it drops down in the fuel. Will an airplane engine operate on water? No. It's like your car. It won't operate on water. So if you've got water building up inside your fuel tank and it drops down into the fuel, thank goodness, water is heavier than fuel. So where is the water going to go? When it drops down into that fuel, where does it go? It goes down as low as it can. As low as it can. Why? That ugly word that just gives us so much trouble in aviation. Gravity. It pulls that water into the lowest point of the fuel tank. The lowest point, there's several of them, in the fuel tank is right here. That's at the drains where we test the fuel. And we are testing for water. So, we take our little cup, it's got the nail sticking out of it, we stick it up in that hole, and we drain about that much water, or drain about that much fuel into the cup. We need to know what fuel looks like to be able to determine whether we have water in it or not. So if we've got fuel there, water is going to be more clear than fuel, and you'll see little droplets or little puddles of water in the bottom of the fuel test cup. Does that make sense? That's what this is all about. And it's a big deal. Especially in our area here. A big deal. We have to check our fuel. For that reason, we try to keep as much fuel in the airplane whenever we put it to bed at night that we can. Now that doesn't mean we fill it up, because if we fill up the tanks, we cannot fill up the seats. We can't put maximum people in there. When they build an airplane, they build it to carry so much weight. We call that useful load. The useful load is passengers, baggage, and fuel. That's part of the useful load. So if you've got a 1,000-pound useful load, and you've got 3 200-pound people inside that airplane, how much fuel can you carry? 1,000 pound total. 3 people that weigh 200 pounds apiece, how much is that? 600 pounds. You take that 600 pounds from the 1,000 pounds, that leaves 400 pounds. So you can take 400 pounds of fuel. Fuel weighs 6 pounds a gallon. Okay? 6 pounds a gallon. If you've got 400 pounds of, if you can use 400 pounds, how much fuel can you take in that airplane? 6 is going to 400 how many times? Divide 6 into 400. You got 400 pounds available. That's how much you can use. How many gallons is that in terms of fuel? So a gallon of fuel weighs 6 pounds. So divide 6 into 400. What do you get? 6 into 36 is 6 times. Six will go into 4, yes ma'am. I'm sorry I couldn't hear you second that.
66.
What you saying? 52. And you got a 50-gallon tank, so you can fill the tank. Get 25 gallons a side. Does that make sense? You buy that? Okay. So we can as we a lot of the bigger airplanes, when you go up real high, as you climb in altitude, it gets colder. It gets cold up there. Very cold. I mean, if you're in an airliner, anybody ever been in an airliner? You ever fly anywhere? You ever been in an airliner? Okay. The airliner is going to when it gets on the ground, you'll never see this, but when it gets on the ground, I'm an airline guy, so I see it a lot. When I get on the ground, I look at the bottom of the wing, and the wing's got fuel in it, and that fuel is cold. So that fuel causes that metal on the bottom of the wing to get real cold. And when you get in this area that's got all of this humidity, all of this moisture in the air, that moisture condenses, and you get little water droplets on the bottom of the wing. And that's the way that was. Wow, who's got to cut it?
Here.
Those are the low points.
Take a sample, and simply depress the pump.
See that thing there? That's the fuel drain. That's your testing.
Sample out. The fuel sample should be blue in color for 100 milliliters and also free of debris and powder. Next, you'll check the fuel quantity. And we'll release the cap and visually check for total quantity. Next, see.
Why don't you just look at the gauge? You can't depend on it.
Secure the cap and make sure it's secured tightly. Next, we'll check the overall condition of our nose cowling and also the oil quantity. The oil should be at 6 quarts approximately.
I don't know if you can see that number right there. Can you see that number? Probably not. That's 8. That number is 8. That tells you how many quarts of oil this or how many quarts of oil are in that airplane. There's 8. 6 is right down here. It's hard to see. Oil for an airplane is much thicker than oil for a car. The reason for that is, believe it or not, this airplane that we are looking at right here, brand spanking new off of the assembly line, costs $300,000. $300,000. And that doesn't count maintenance, that doesn't count hangar, that doesn't count fuel, or just the airplane. It costs a lot of money. The average usage of this airplane for the average pilot, average private pilot, is 150 hours a year. Can you believe that? $300,000 to operate 150 hours a year. That means that that 150 hours is very important. It's a big deal. So, if that airplane's not operating, and this engine is sitting on the ground, and the oil is up in the upper parts of the engine, what's going to happen to the oil while it's sitting there for a week? What does it do? Our old friend, gravity comes back, and the oil drops down into the lower portion of the engine, what we call an oil pan. All right. The thicker the oil, the more stays on the metal parts, which is the objective of oil. Oil from an airplane, for an airplane, has two purposes. Number one, it lubricates the metal parts that rub together to keep them slick where they'll rub together and not wear. And number two, it keeps the engine cool because it runs through an oil cooler, which is basically a radiator, and it circulates cooler oil through the engine. So the oil has different reasons, different purposes, and it's real thick. Okay? I'm hungry. You hungry? Want to eat? Or you just want to do anything to make me shut up? What are you laughing at? Okay. All right. Wash your hands. Make a head call. Let's have some lunch.
All right, the first thing we're going to do, there you go. I'm going to turn on the battery. Take your mouse. Those two left switches right there, lift them up.
Red switches on the left there. Okay.
This one right here.
Your mouse.
Go ahead, flip it
Your
up.
mouse.
Can you see the numbers?
So that's the option, get the
Both of
battery.
them, get both of them on.
Yeah. There you go. Okay, you got the battery up? Everybody got the battery up?
You gotta get the one on the left.
Is the battery on? Click that. Yeah, it's on.
Okay, now it's on.
Okay.
Don't do anything else.
Now you want to scroll down, I know you don't want to scroll down. To the right, to the left, and there's a switch, well, it says fuel
Go to your left, fuel pump, all in, switch. Says fuel pump. Turn the yoke if you need. Roll the wheel on the mouse seat.
I think that's it right there. That is it.
Turn it on.
That's nice.
Right, below it, that one there.
You didn't hit that bit. Did you do aviator?
Yeah, I did that last. You can do it now, but I'll save it for last.
Okay.
Almost done.
Now, wait a minute.
Yeah, well,
You don't want to start the engine with it.
Hey,
Okay, on the G1000 you can,
Yeah.
but on a round gauge airplane, don't start the engine with the avionics master switch on. Because the alternator will come straight online and it can surge the avionics. Some of the avionics instruments.
Well, he's on G1000, so
Alright, so the G1000, yeah, go ahead and turn it on.
go ahead and turn it
You got a fuel pump up?
on. Yeah.
We got a fuel pump.
Okay, now push your fuel mixture, this one here, Rich, all the way in.
Fuel mixture, it's gonna be down here.
Push that all the way in.
Scroll it.
There you go. That's
There you
it.
go, load it in.
So,
Push it in.
oh, come on up.
Alright, snap.
This,
Come on,
push
push it
it
in.
all the way in.
There you go.
That's all in.
Okay, now you want to scroll down to the key.
Key.
Right there.
All the outside down there.
There you go.
Turn
Put
it
your
on.
mouse on the right side and start.
Mouse on the right
There you
side.
go.
Click it.
There you go. There you go.
Feet on the brake.
Now you want to turn the other instruments on. That's your instrument right there.
Idle at 1,000.
There you go.
Avionics on.
Yeah, roll it. Okay.
Idle at 1,000.
Oh, I hate this thing.
Idle at 1,000. Do you know where the RPM gauge is?
This is backwards for some reason.
Well, you can't see it, so that thing's in
Why is it set? Too close to the middle. Oh, okay.
that thing right here.
I don't know why it's so gonna start, man.
Right there. That gauge, what's that gauge on? Is that on 1,000?
Looks like aviator.
I can't get that key.
Looks like what?
Aviator.
Okay. We want to get it to where it's 1,000.
I knew it was a kid.
This one's backwards for some reason. You push it in, it's going down. This is supposed to start.
Set it to do.
Yeah, it's supposed to be pushed
Yeah,
off
that's
the end.
back.
Fuel pump on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on. But the throttle is back.
Like that.
Is the throttle correct?
Starting to run the throttle.
How much fuel do you got?
Should be, yeah, I hear you. I hear you, Rich.
Hey,
Yeah.
Jackson.
I hear you. Where's the fuel on this thing?
Weight and balance.
Yeah.
I tell you what I want to do with this one. That's how you start it. I don't know what the problem is with this one.
It started. Anybody have trouble starting?
Yeah. That mixture. This is that mixture, you gotta push that in.
This is my, this is got the
All
other
the way in.
mouse.
There you go. Crack this, move it just a little bit. Whoa, that's nothing.
He's come back there with me. You come back there with me, man. I don't know what's going on there. You not doing the flight plan over here?
I don't, G1000, no.
There it is right there.
Okay.
You don't have to use that, just flying straight, just flying going straight into KSCK, you will see it. They're going to be going west. You'll see it right here. They take off and they go
That's
west.
already in there. That's not the agenda line right there.
That's not the plan.
Get your range. Okay.
It should be right over this right there. All you gotta do is go west and you'll run right into it.
Okay.
Runway 29er,
Okay, hit flight plan for me. while you-
29er right will be right there.
Flight plan and KMOD, you're going
Okay,
to.
you do that. That's gonna take a while for them to do. If you guys want to do it, then how to do it. Okay, you guys are gonna be flying to KSCK. And that's it right there. You're gonna be going like southwest right there.
Is that a gate?
Well, this is only 20 minutes.
Alright.
Take the plane up, head in that direction. You'll run right into runway 29 right, and we're gonna put the ILS in, which will allow you to line up with the runway utilizing this instrument here. But anyway, go ahead and take off.
Hey, tomorrow,
Yeah.
I forgot how to move this line. And I ain't got to explain it so long, it's fun.
Man, I would just do it the simple way. It's gonna be time consuming.
What do you mean?
It's gonna be time consuming program for this.
Okay.
Sometimes we don't go into the
Who
room.
did-
It would not cross the runway.
Sometimes
I would just have them take off, go to the west. They're gonna run right into the airport. You put the ILS frequency in.
sometimes.
Because if you use this, it's gonna take too much time.
Where's the frequency?
Is that the one?
It's on the chart.
Where's the chart? I didn't get the
There,
chart.
put them right there.
You go to the runway. It's so simple.
Everybody get there. Find the runway. Here's the chart right here. This is the diagram of the airport right here. This is the airport you're at right now. Okay. And I think I started this off right around here. It should be right around here.
He wants to pick up at a certain moment.
It doesn't really matter. Right now, it really doesn't matter. There's only,
Over there.
only over here. Slow down, man, slow down. Okay, you there? Right, right.
Take off.
How's the frequency? You don't tell
Look
it.
at that jumper here.
Go ahead. You come. Try that, see how this goes. Is that good? Okay. Check out your mental.
Okay. ILS frequency 109.1. See where you're at over here? You're going to head toward the west. Can you see that? Okay. We want to get about 2,000 feet.
Wait a minute, you in California?
Mm-hmm.
The rocks are 2,000 feet someplace in California.
Brother.
Yeah, be careful.
This is
Okay. So this is the plane. This way.
That's where we're going, yeah. I'll be there, Brandon.
Just take off.
Let me know when you get there.
All right, what's wrong with this?
I don't know. Huh? You got 2,000? Yeah, towards the airport. And I don't want to put an ILS frequency in. We're not there yet. But this is, check this out, this chart right here. See that number right there? That's the number we're going to use to land with. It's going to let us go into that runway with that number. We put it in this.
Alright, now shake it up on the road first. Shake it up.
Let's see. Yeah.
Great. Okay. So now you're like, let's see about right.
What's that number? You're 109 away. 109.1. 109. 109. This number right here. 109.1. See that number? 109.1. I'll put that in there.
You want to sell some lots of money.
See that little knob I'm scrolling right there in there? I'm going out of knob. Okay, right there, you're right.
Not too fast. You know something close.
I'm pushing the brakes. Push the brakes.
Press down.
Get back on push.
109.1. Okay. Now switch this over. We're getting close to the airport.
We want to stop.
We're going to watch that line right there. The line will back away to the runway.
Slide.
Mr. Jackson,
Yeah.
we're in the air now.
Do this,
Okay.
go like this. Okay?
How straight is that? Like,
Except the plane is
Going
going
the wrong way.
All you want to do is
You go that way.
and go like this.
Okay.
It looks like you're gonna run off the runway, but if you push the pedal real easy, you'll see it just go right back, just in time.
This is where we're going.
Don't hit your brakes until
Right
you're
there.
there.
Okay, that's okay.
Hang on.
Where you guys going? Right there, you're in the right direction. We're heading straight in, that's going to be runway 29 right. What we want to do, our ILS frequency, this number. What is that, 109? The outer knob does that. Inner knob. 109.1. Push that over there like that. When you get lined up there, runway, right there. This one will go straight up. We'll start to pack. As soon as you get to the runway, we'll guide you in. Just too far this way, you have to go the opposite direction. We'll lead you to the runway, that's exactly what we're doing.
Okay. Now,
Over here, man, over here. Over here, over here.
bridge.
How full the table
There you go.
in 15, 18 minutes.
Yeah.
So, turn the plane left until we get to it. There.
Going the right direction.
You can use your foot pedal to get into turn forward.
Which one of these can you hit to make it stop? E. Okay, now. Put your feet, put your heels. And then you want to put your other one here. When you want to move, you want to run it over like that. Okay. When you want to stop on the ground, that's great. Okay? So that is the rudder. Now, when you turn here, you act as if there was a stick attached to this and your foot. And when you push this down, your foot goes forward. Do it. We call this coordination, rudder and aileron coordination. If you just do this, the airplane slops around. So you need to coordinate the rudder and the aileron. This thing here. What that does is that you get the seat. Ready? Here we go. Left foot, that girl.
What the hell is it going
A
to?
little more left foot, there you go.
KSCK.
Raise it over just a little bit, just a little bit. Right foot, right foot, right foot. Good. That makes sense? Okay.
I'll tell you guys now, I'm not good at being a hard.
going?
But everybody's got their eye left for his time.
Oh, 9-1 is the ILS. It's a plan to get them to intercept and shoot the approach.
No, I think we just
Just go in there.
Yeah. Get that needle lined up.
Yeah, we're looking, man. Well, you gonna go around or land? All right, go around. Right nose and top. Right there, right there. Good job. Are we going to KCK? Boy, boy. Huh? Okay, get some of that power off. See some of that power off. Eyes going loud, run like this. Okay. All right, what you got? Go around. Add power. Add power. Add power. Now one. Nose on the horizon. Right there. Trim. Good job. Now you're in the pattern. You're on the upwind. You want to go up and go a little further out, turn across.
don't want to lose altitude.
He was high and hot when we were going around.
Slide your feet up right there.
Yeah.
There you go. Good job.
Can you see? Okay. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Get on the pedal.
Okay. Let's go ahead and enter it down. Enter it left down. Go ahead to an angle. You're like,
Easy. Don't jump, don't jump.
all right.
You get right to those
Don't
things.
jump.
Boy, there's the tower.
That's good.
This job, all around. 1,700 feet.
Well, this is stuff.
Hold it.
Okay, let's leave that power back.
The brakes.
Bring it back about halfway. That's good, right here.
Just a left,
Forward to the right.
left, yeah, like that.
One way.
Now. That's
Good. Go.
Pay attention when you do this. We show, they like to keep their feet off the pedals, especially when they get to the runway, they have that foot on the pedal. But once they touch down, they get down on the pedal, guess what? Like your limit, that they do.
might have a pillow or something.
Yeah.
Give it 1,100 feet, level off.
That's so tall.
You either raise you up or raise that pedal.
Tall.
Okay, 3 and 1 notch left.
That's so tall.
You actually, it's like, you were.
Maintain 79.
Raise the pedals.
No. We'll have to figure it out.
Boy, that machine.
She's taller than he is, isn't she? Yeah.
Okay, we use that power just a little bit more. That's too much. That's good right there. All right, good. Start your left turn.
Go back to the other runway. I tell you what, why don't you work with me on traffic pattern, flying pattern?
So this one.
Good job. When you,
You got it.
the compass, don't look at me. You want to get that right down.
79. Don't let it get too fast.
Coming down, coming down.
Yeah.
You don't want to come down too fast because you got to pull back and you go jerk. That's what's going to happen. No, it's going to go up.
Regulate your speed.
First of all, when you come in, you drop flaps. Flaps come down, you know the airplane's going to go up. So what you got to do, the flaps coming down, you got to push down all the time. You know it's rising, okay? Once you get to the runway, you're coming down like this, you're just going to slowly, easy pull back. Just lift the nose. And it'll sit right down. Just lift it. Still fall, the nose is up, just hold it right there. And it'll sit right down. Okay? It's easy, you just gotta get used to it, that's all. But I think you'll do better. It's better to do it in simulator. These things are okay. That's the newest version of Flight Simulator in there. That is the latest and greatest in there. But it's easy for these guys, it's like a 30, 40 year doing it. You still going okay?
Left foot.
Huh?
Left foot.
Yeah. Give me the one. back at the same time. That keeps your nose up and turn off. It's too high. Right, so turn to the right, folks.
Yes.
It's a good turn to the right.
How'd you do?
She did really well.
So,
See how it goes up in the air, it's not falling, it's just strong. That's the way you want to turn. You have to put a little back, that's pressure. Sorry.
thank you, good.
Turn around. Turn around, turn
Kind
around.
of sin.
Turn
It's
around.
right there. When you get out of that.
How you do that, tip of your wing, like tip it, spot on the ground, so that it's a good spot right here. You take that wing, tip it, put it right there, you just turn it, you tip that, and you walk that spot. This is real airplane, you get back around to the other side, you just turn from airplane to the other side, just look. Everything is shit. It's fun. But when you finish, bring it from this,
Yeah, he was going too fast. He was at 120 miles.
The last thing is
Right there. Look your nose up. Like use the train. Use the train. Look it down. Not too much. You're gonna turn this. Go like look it down, but positive. And then look it down 1 or 2 times. You pick it up twice. Oh, keep making your left turn. I think you're turning right.
no.
Not go. Straight. Straight. Good turn to the right. See, not like that. Yeah, now you're like that. Now start making your next left turn to the left. Not into down. Just like with your nose up. Not fast like that. It's your turn. Yeah, start looking out. Now, take the feet. And bring your circles.
Her first time around, she didn't do too bad.
Huh?
She didn't do too bad on the landing. Just gotta, I told Kevin, you just gotta, she's coming down. Not to come down too fast and just kind of slow flow down, get you to the runway, ease back.
Say it again.
You gotta sit down. Sit yourself down and just let it go.
Try to maintain a level.
You ready, Brandon? You did. you're coming back from there.
We're going.
Okay, so now we're
We're
gonna
going
be
back.
Okay.
there, and straight down.
We're going to left.
Okay, that's far enough. Okay, then that's it. So you're not turning all over the place.
So we're going to tell you.
Unless you're just turning all over the place. Yeah, go turn. It's like doing
Wow, that's a response here. Your speed on the road,
Just maintain that.
yeah, good with your feet. Left foot. I don't know what's that for. Maybe you need to restart. I don't know.
What happened?
Oh, I'm not, I can make it. It's possible.
I got the road, I got the road,
I'm not turning.
Not all of the little just straight. That's what you're going at.
Everybody's not.
When it goes down,
Okay, baby girl, let's sit up here. Come a little closer. Too close.
Now just keep going straight. Don't go up to very really low altitude. We want us to not be safe. That's we're starting. Alright, push it in on yo. Right here. Not a little nothing,
Who's next? Ingrid? Who's next to the box? You been in the box yet? No. Yeah.
Like, stay. Stop, not
what you get. I mean, this will be 3 days, we'll come back next month, go back to the first half of it. Then you'll understand that you much farther than the rest of the place. For your first time doing this, it's not bad at all. Just gotta remember that it's, when you turn, don't do that, just let it ease, it's gonna take you a second to go turn. It's back, it's all without those, you have those that look like this, turn around. Okay? All right, good job. How'd you get that thing moving?
Got to turn the brake on.
Oh. I thought y'all need to lower that explain the level on my computer getting practice.
And let's see, we're going to be heading. Yeah, there you go. All right, man, go ahead and take off.
Sorry.
Ticked off, gonna get Pilot's ATC to work, man. It's the one in my house. This computer, it's funny with Pilot's ATC. The one in my house is reliable.
Beautiful takeoff. Beautiful. Very nice.
Okay, you get to about 1,000 feet. Right about now, it should be telling you to switch over to departure, but we don't have that, so this is where we're going to be going. See where I'm at on this screen right here? That's the flight line, the flight path. So go ahead and hit your autopilot / heading on the G1000. Autopilot, heading, you hit it twice. You hit heading? Okay. It might not take, you hit it twice. Hit it again. Hit autopilot just once. Hit heading. Yeah, it's not going to take. Hit autopilot again. It's not going to take. You got to manually fly it. So you got to turn the plane. Let's see. Let's do this the right way. 307. That's where you're going. Take your heading gauge, heading butt, heading right there. Turn to 307. Yeah, there you go. 307. It's not going to work, but that's what you normally do right there. Now you're going to have to manually turn the plane to the left. To the left. I should have rebooted this thing.
Mentor was doing pretty good out there.
Who's that?
Isaiah and Ken.
Isaiah
I
and
ain't
Ken.
worried about Brandon. I know he can do it.
They got that ILS,
Yeah, they got the
they got the needles.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it keeps about 2,000, man. Okay. Get it straight. Yeah, there you go. Remember, you can use your trim. Okay, our ILS frequency. I'm gonna get this out the way. We're gonna come in on runway 29 right, and we're gonna put an ILS frequency in, meaning it's going to help us to land. I know you know how to land, but this is a good way to land in case you get into a fog or something and you can't see. You can just watch those needles right there, the cross needles. So what you want to do is, you have it on heading right now. That's not the right one, I can't see. This one here. see that thing's on nav mode? The one I just switched? Okay, dial in 109.1. Okay. Hold that. Now you're probably asking, or maybe you're not, how did I get 109.1? That number right there, that's the frequency for that airport. See the one at the top left? That's the localizer number for that runway. Whenever you go to an airport, you look at the chart, it has LOC, that number there, that's the number you dial in for that runway. And what you can do is, I can do it, but that autopilot's not working right now, I have to reboot it. But what you can do is hit that thing on autopilot, hit approach, and it'll guide itself in automatically. But it's not going to work now, so instead of coming in on autopilot, we're going to manually fly it in. But once you get within range, these needles will start moving. Okay. Let's see how far away we are from the airport. With 16 nautical miles, we got a ways to go. I chose these two airports because they're pretty close and the scenery is a lot better than KP&S and Mobile and all those boring places. When you get to Stockton, that's where we're going. KSCK, the scenery is a lot better. Did somebody get it? Y'all got it? Y'all got the line? Did you get it? Looks better when it's darker.
Okay. Let's go ahead and enter down. One in or left down.
Right there. Looks a little better, huh? See the runway? Now, according to this chart, you got to come in at 1,800 feet to catch that localizer. That little X there, that's the localizer. Once that reads the localizer, these will start moving. So you got to activate that. You know how to activate it? You dial those numbers in 109.1, so now what you got to do? Switch. There you go. You can go ahead, yeah. See what just happened? You know how to land, but like I said, this is good to have just in case you get in trouble, you're flying, it gets real foggy. Like, man, I can't see nothing. I'm like, screw it, I can't see the runway. So, you go by these here. That top one, when it goes up, that's saying you're too low. If it goes low, this means you're too high. And this one here, naturally, self-explanatory, you come over. But you still got a ways to go. Like I said, you only use this when you're landing.
What's your way over there?
What's that?
What's your way over there?
29er right.
That's straight ahead.
Good, right here. All right, left turn.
With 9 nautical miles from the airport. Yeah, I can see you definitely got to get over to the right. You look at the lights. The lights are pretty much telling you. So you start to move. So you're pretty. You still got 3 more miles to go before you catch that localizer. Good. But right now you're pretty much on the money except for you're not lined up. Yeah, it says you got to be at 1800 to really catch that localizer good.
Power off. Almost laps in.
All right. Just talking to you.
All correct.
Yeah, you definitely got to turn this swinging off to the other side. Basically, what you do is this. You're turning it, or you pull it back. Turn and pull back at the same time. The same thing is on the G1000 ones in there. Only it's not the brown one. It's at the bottom. Okay, so now you're too high. When it goes low, you're too high. When you go up, you're too low. So it's telling you to come down and to the left a little bit. You want to make a cross. You definitely want to pull back on the power. Like I said, man, I know you're not a land man, but you know. It's just good training. Yeah, get it all crossed up. So you're a little high. When it's low, you're high. When it's high, you're low. Yeah, let it get on. There it is. There she is. Dead center. Maintain that.
You shooting out of this?
Yeah. I want to do the autopilot, but it's acting funny. When I put it on autopilot one time, and then somebody gets done, I have to reboot the whole thing. It's just weird. It's computerized crap.
Yeah, that's the sim.
Yeah.
That's what Sims do. The last thing Sims do is cooperate.
I hear you. I hear you.
Look at that scenery, man. All them houses or whatever that crap is out there. That's right in the middle of nowhere. You got your phone on you? Oh, okay, 'cause I was gonna say we could go back the way we came. I don't have a chart made out for that. All you gotta do is go into AirNav, just backtrack and find out the ILS on the other runway on the way back. Man, oh man, I couldn't get probably take TC to go. Shoot. Alright, man. I made that stick a little bit less sensitive, so it should be a little better. Man, that's perfect. Good one, man, good one. Okay. So you did it. Alright, who's next? Professor. But you're good. Get it up there, man.
The control stick.
Huh? Give it some trim. I changed the settings in that joystick so it's not as jumpy. There you go. Okay, we're gonna go down about a couple of miles and we come back around on that same runway. And I got the ILS frequency dialed in, which will help you to land. We're gonna land by this gauge right here. So there's no way you cannot land. Okay? You'll see what I'm talking about when you come back around.
I cannot see.
Huh?
I said I cannot see.
You mean you can't see it at the top?
Yeah, it's
I know you and your brother. Okay, that's far enough. Start turning to your left. So I made it less sensitive, so you're not jerking all over the place. Okay. It is. But like I say, you're not jerking all over the place now. You just got to go easy on the stick, though. Easy on the turn. Easy on the turn. Okay, that's right there. Straighten up. Right, level right there. Level right there. We're coming back. Stop right there. Stop. 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 Level. Level. Okay, now we're coming back. Just maintain that. The runway should be towards our left. Don't go to the left anymore. You see the runway yet? It should be in front of us. Okay. We got a ways to go. That's the runway right there. We got to go past the runway, then we're going to come back down and land on that same runway, okay? Quit jerking, man. Let go of the yoke. Let go of the yoke. It's flying, isn't it? Yeah, so see, when you every time you put your hands on there, that plane is like, this is what's happening. Your mother's in the right seat. You're making your mother sick every time you put your hands on that yoke. It's flying level, isn't it? Okay, when it goes down, use the trim. Just trim it up. That's all you got to do. You got to sit here holding it and doing all that stuff. You're dancing with it. You're doing a good job. Okay, now go to the right. Go to the right. We're going to land on that runway. You're right. You're right. Right. Not your left. You're right. We gotta land on that runway we just came off of. You're jerking, don't jerk. You're doing a good job to quit that jerking. Now level off. You know you gotta keep that orange line on that white line. Keep it level. Now take your hands off the yoke. Take your hands off the yoke. Now it's flying itself. Huh? Like it, huh? Same here. Okay. Now I think we passed the airport. We're gonna go down a little bit further. Keep on going straight. You're doing good, man. You're doing good. Listen, Professor, you're doing good, man. You just gotta stop that jerking.
You should feel so different, because I don't jerk in like the other one now, but this one it feels like different.
Yeah, it is. I said it. I came in here yesterday and I changed the settings, but I guess I'll probably set them back to where they were. Yeah, let me get this piece of paper. It's driving me crazy. All right. I think we can start our turn to the left. We're gonna come back in on runway 29 or right. Pull your power down. Pull your power down. We're fixing to land on that runway. More. Let her come down. We got to get on 29 right, and we got to watch those needles. That frequency I told you about, I dialed in there. We're going to watch those needles, what they do when you get on 29 right. It's called the ILS frequency. Easy on that turn, man. Easy on that turn. There's a runway. Now line up. Line up. Line up. Come down. Come down. Come down. 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 There you go. Get over to your right. These needles right here are telling you how to land. That needle saying these needles have to be crossed. Go to your right. Go to your right. Go to your right. Go to your right. Look at this needle. Look at this needle. See what that needle's doing? It's fixing. When you get that needle centered, that's where you need to stay. Come down some more. Look at that needle. Okay? This needle is saying you're too high. When it's low, you're too high. You need to come down. There you go. Look at the needles. See what those needles are doing? When you get those needles right on the cross, that means you're perfect. Right there. There you go. Now you got to come over that way some. Look at that needle. Look at the needle. The needle's saying going this way. That way. You want to get that needle centered. Go to your right. Go to your right, man. Right, 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 right. Don't look at the runway. Look at that needle. Okay, now you want to give us some gas because you're too low. Get it over there. See the runway? Over there. Okay. Now let it come down. You're right on it. Pull up a little bit. You're trying to fly it too much. Okay, you're right on it. Don't go anywhere else. Stay right there. You landed this thing perfect last week, man. Do it again. Get over there a little bit. Right there. Get over to the right. Right, look, they're right there, right there. Now, straighten up, straighten up. Okay. Come on down. I ain't gonna tell you what to do. You know what to do. You got it down. It wasn't perfect, but you got it down. You know,
Right
hey.
foot, right foot. Right foot. All right, catch it. Left foot. Attaboy.
All right.
Attaboy.
You landed. All right. Come on, next victim. You did it, man. Good job. That was an ILS landing. Wasn't the greatest, but hey, you did it.
Who's next?
Anybody. Don't matter. Mr. Skip.
Ingrid?
Makes it a little easier.
Huh?
The little things with the little cross and the,
All right, Cayman. He left it rolling for you. All right, man, get it on the runway and take her up. We're gonna land on 29 right. It's over there to your right. He left it rolling.
What are you doing, plowing the field?
Well, be.
Little man left it rolling.
Yeah.
You're gonna be going to the left. All right. Take her on up, man. Gonna take it up, come back around, and we're gonna land on that same runway.
Okay, so we're doing the up and go. We're doing the up and go.
What?
Up and go.
Yeah. Up and go and come back down, and we're gonna land on the same runway, 29 or right. Only this time we're gonna, I know you know how to land, but we're gonna use the crosshairs. The ILS frequency, which people use if they have a hard time landing, if it's foggy, can't see, stuff like that. Let me get. See, right now we're at KSEK, that airport, and this is the chart for runway 29 right. Every time at the top you see what's the LOC, localizer. That's the localizer number that we use to land on that runway. It's already dialed in. Go ahead and click it over. We're not going to, that one yet. We're not going to use it yet. The chart tells us we need to be about 4 nautical miles out to catch that ILS rig, that ILS localizer right there. We need to be at 1,800 feet. Normally you put on autopilot and the plane will just fly itself in, but I have to reboot the simulator to do all that stuff again, so we're going to manually fly it in. I think you can start your turn right about now. You're going to be next. Isaiah, you're going to be next in here. When he lands, I'm going to take you next for this. Hey, you guys got your phone on you? Okay. I just want you to look something up real quick. Yeah, well, they got it, they got it. We're doing an ILS landing. We're going to use the crosshairs to guide you in case you have a hard time landing. Okay, what airport did we just leave from?
Airport, wait.
It was KMOD? KMOD.
Wait, was it the same one we were doing on the same?
Yeah, KMOD. Yes, okay.
Yes.
So go to AirNav. AIRNAV. Type in the airport.
What is
Type in KMOD. remember the runway we took off on, or y'all took off on? Okay, well scroll down. You see departures or anything, or runways on there? Okay, you scroll down here, all the way to the bottom. Yeah, I hate these phones. This one doesn't have. Man, I can't see nothing on that. Oh, that's how you do it? Okay. Stockton Northwest. Okay, that one doesn't have any ILSs. Go ahead, take that drink out of here, man. Go ahead and type in KSCK. KSCK, that's where we're going now. Stockton. SCK, KSCK, got it? Okay. Touch on runway 29er right. Should be at the bottom. I'm just showing them the charts. You should see a 29 right on there at the bottom. I hate these phones, man. 29 right, yeah, click on it. It's over to the right. You have to make it bigger to click on it. 29 right. That's the chart right here. Yeah, and that's the same chart. That's where I got it from. And there's the ILS frequency, 109 point. You have to make it bigger. But that's the wrong one. Is that 29 right? Oh, that's RNAV. You need 29 right ILS.
Okay, I found it. Okay, here it is.
Right. There's ILS frequency. That number that we had dialed in over there, that's that number. And the chart tells you you got to come in at 1,800 feet. Catch that that's the ILS localizer for that to work right. And just come on in. If I have it on autopilot, it'll actually come in by itself. The plane will actually come in on its own. Yeah. That's what Mr. Skip was talking about, AirNav. You get all your charts from. It's right there on your phone. Yeah. Okay. Where's Isaiah? Is he outside? That's all right. Hey, okay. I want to get Isaiah, then what's her name again? You're going after, man, I'm sorry. You're going after Isaiah in here. All right, man, you passed that runway yet? You getting there? Okay, you on your turn? Okay, you need to be about 1,800 feet. You're too high, way too high. We want to catch the ILS frequency. Can you see the runway from here? That means you need to start turning. You're out of ways. Let me go ahead. You're going to lose it for a second. Yeah, you're 4 miles out. Okay. Yeah, bring that joker on in, man. I'm trying to get Isaiah in here. Go ahead and switch that ILS frequency.
This one?
Yeah. See what it just did? I know you know how to land, but if you get in a situation that's foggy and you can't see, this will help you land. You got to get those needles in the cross position. The bottom needle, when it's down, that means you're too high. If it's up at the top, that means you're too low. And of course, that one to the right means you need to come over something. So you're getting lined up with the runway. The runway, you're pretty close to it. You're extremely close to it. You probably want to pull your power down so you don't fly over the runway. You see it? Yeah, you can still make that, man. Bring it on down. Pull your power down. Pull your power down. All over. Yeah, there you go. Start turning. Start turning. See when you... That was me. I'm sorry. That was me. Get it over there, King. Get it over there. Get it over there, man. Get it over there.
It's not moving.
There you go. I changed the settings in the yoke so it's not so sensitive. Yeah, you're a little close. Get it over, over. You want it dead center, dead center, dead center, dead center. So this will work. See, it's not going to work because you're too far over. You want to get those crosshairs in a cross position. Okay. Well, let's go ahead and land it. And I'll let you get this tomorrow. I'll go ahead and get Isaiah in there.
It's not moving. It's not moving. It's not.
Pull up.
There we go.
You guys come over.
See what that crosshair's doing? See what the crosshair's doing? That's how it's supposed to look when you're coming in. You want it just like a cross. Like say if it's up, that means you're too high. If it's down, you're too low. Okay. I'll let you do this again tomorrow. There. All right, man, stop that joker. Don't leave me hanging like little man. Come in here, still rolling. All right, thanks, man. Good job, man. That runway was a little, that landing was a little short, but you still got to see the crosshairs. All right, man, get in there. What we're gonna do? We're gonna do an ILS landing. You get to visually see it on this thing. You're just gonna take up all the way down, about a mile, come back around, and land on the same runway.
Say that one side.
Take her on up. I made that yoke less sensitive, so you might have to use a little bit more movement because it's too jerky. I know your brother was having a hard time, little man. Well, not little man, little man. Jeremiah.
Oh yeah, it is less sensitive.
Uh-huh.
It is a lot less sensitive.
Uh-huh. So you do notice it. Okay. So we're going to go down maybe a mile or so. Then we're going to bang to the left and come back and land on that same runway. I got the ILS frequency dialed in, but we're going to disengage that. The second panel from the bottom, click, not that one, that one. To go to the right, switch it over. Click, click, click.
This?
Yeah, that's it. So when we come back around runway 29 right, you're going to click that over, and that's going to put the ILS frequency in. And you just watch what the crosshairs do.
Are we just doing a traffic pattern?
Yeah, that's basically what we're doing. Go ahead and turn to your left.
So it takes a lot more now.
Huh?
It takes a lot more to turn now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. You really don't turn it like a car. You just give little movements, you know what I mean? So when I fly, I don't hold it. I just bump it, let go. Because the plane flies itself. I was telling your brother, you don't have to sit there and hold the yoke.
Yeah, I had to tell him that just now.
Did you?
Because he was like making a lot of money.
Yeah. I said, man, let go of the yoke, man. The plane, look, the plane's flying. But he's young, so I try not to get on him too much. But I do press them still. I don't want to be,
Has that always been there? Has that always been there?
On this one, yeah. Not on X-Plane, the old software, no. This is a Cessna 152. They have that compass on there. Now I can switch this to the regular Cessna, you won't see that. I don't like the regular Cessna because the windows look all, it just looks terrible. You can't see out too good. See, with this software, X-Plane 11, you can customize the windows the way you want, but this software doesn't allow you to do it. So you can get wings. See the wings?
Oh yeah.
But then that's too high. You know, it's one-dimensional. So I think they got the flaps up too. Yeah, put the flaps. There you go. All right, straighten up, man. Look, you see where you're at, right? On there? You need to come more to
Can you
you.
zoom in a little bit?
Yeah, let me get my mouse. Move wrong way. Okay, let me get out. You gotta come in like this. Let me bring that back. Okay, you're out. I had the mouse in there.
Oh.
You're good now. And every time I put the mouse in there, you can't. So you need to start banking today, you go. Can you see the runway?
Yeah.
Should be to the left. Let me see if I can be of assistance. Shoot here a little bit. Kind of darken it up. Yeah, that looks good right there. All right. Oop. Mouse. Computer stuff is crazy. I'll tell you, that sure looks good. This is a lot better than Pensacola. Pensacola's dead before I seen it. Okay. It's over there. You just got to fly into it. And that's why we're using that. You get on that flight line, that magenta line, that's a guidance right there. You're all far enough to turn left. Let's see how far out we are from the airport. 4 nautical miles. Okay, pretty close. You need to start, yeah.
You're at 3,000, man. You need to come down. You need to put your power down. You're close to the airport. You're 4 nautical miles from the airport. You don't need to be at 3,000 feet. You do 4 miles in that Cessna. Easy, quick. You need to get to that line, that bank. And you should see the airport. Okay. Yeah, you need to pull that power down. You start your bank. I think I see the runway's right there. There it is. You'll see it. Bank, man. Bank. You need to get down. You need to get down. Pull your power down. You'll see it. It's coming around. You're right up on it. See it? There it is right there.
Oh.
See what I mean? 4 miles goes fast. Switch over your ILS frequency. Now switch over.
Yes.
Right there. Switch. See, you're too close. You know what I mean about 4 miles? See what that's doing now?
Yes.
See what it's doing?
Going straight.
You need to keep going straight, keep going straight, keep going straight. It's straight. And you have to bank. Now bank. There you go. Right now it's telling you you're too high. Okay, there you go. Look at that center. See what that center's doing? Keep on going left. Keep on going left. It's telling you what to do.
I see what I see.
Yeah, it's telling you what to do. Keep on going left. You're not centered.
I still don't fully get it.
You have to be out to get it. Okay, give it some gas. Turn this thing around. Just turn it around. Give it some gas. Full throttle. Full throttle. Full throttle. We're going around. Go back the other way we just came from. There you go. There you go. Turn around. Just turn completely around. We're going to go back where we just came from instead of going all the way down. I want you to understand this.
Because I don't fully understand.
Yeah. Roll around. Follow that line. Follow that purple line. We're going out about 6 miles, then we're going to turn around. But see, now 4 miles goes pretty fast. See, people are like, oh man, I run 3 miles, it takes me forever. You know, airplane, it just takes a few seconds. Okay, we're going to go down a ways. We're going to go at least, let's say about 6 miles. I clicked on the airport, so we're leaving. We're at 2.3 nautical miles. Get it up there, man.
Do I need to climb?
Huh?
Do I need to climb?
Yeah, you can. You get about 2,000.
So, it's like,
That's your center one. Whichever way it's going, you need to go the opposite or vice versa. When that one at the bottom, when it's low, that means you're too high. When it's high, it means you're too low. You will see what I'm talking about once we come into land. This time we'll have more time. So how far are we from the airport? 3.6 nautical miles? Okay, we're going to go down to at least about 6 miles. Give you enough time to turn around, and we're going to come straight in. And you get to see what I'm talking about. You're not going out, man. You're going, yeah. We're at 4 nautical miles again, that's nothing. There you go. That airport right there, that's where we just came from. KMOD, yeah. Okay, we're at 5.4. Get to about 6.
I get a 6 not to turn around.
Right. And you want to turn out kind of quick too. You know what I mean? You don't want to spend a lot of time turning, so we almost turn into 4 miles. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Somebody's in the air down there. I can see him.
Is it a real person or just?
It's a person like us. Yeah. Okay. You gonna turn to your left or your right?
I'm turning my right.
I think that runway's more to the left. You're gonna have to turn more to your left. Okay, go ahead. You got it now. So.
I already started turning now.
And we're 6.3, 6.2, and we're at, okay, that's a good altitude. See the runway? Now pull your power down. You see the runway right here? Pull your power down. Get over near that runway. You want to get dead center. You got to get down, get down, get down, get down. Pull down, pull down, pull down. Power down, power down. Trim down, trim down. Get it down. Now get over there. You want to line up with the runway. You don't want to take your time. You want to get over here. You want to get over. There you go. Don't fly into it yet. Fly over here. Go this way. Then we're going to make an L, a 90. You know what I mean? Turn into it. So we can see how this works. Get down, get down. Relax, man. You hold on to that. Okay. At 2,000. Okay, get it down. Get it down some more. Now we start turning. I see the runway right there. Easy. Don't let that nose come up. Keep that nose down. Keep that nose down. We're coming down. We don't want to go up anymore. See the runway? Now. See what the hairs are doing? See what the hairs are doing? You want to keep them crossed. When they start going to the center, cross like
on those dotted lines.
Like Jesus on the cross? A cross. That's where you want it. See what they're doing now? You want to cross. Right there, you're perfect. You want to maintain that coming in. So when it's going to, you need to come over to the right. To the left, I mean. To the left. Look what that cross is doing. More left. More left. It's going to start coming in. It's coming in. There it is. More left. More left. See what it's doing? See what it's doing? On a foggy day, you use that. You can't see the runway, you use that. You got it? Okay. Now you want to give a little bit of gas so you don't stall. Because you ain't going to make it from here. 1 notch of flaps. 1 notch. There you go.
Why can't I hear the flaps?
I heard them. Okay, watch your... There you go, trim it, there you go. Watch that needle, watch those crosshairs. That's it, doing good, man.
Don't bring anybody in and get blood all over the playground. No blood.
That's it. That's called an ILS landing. Doing good. Got them crosshairs. Let's see your brother's doing it. See them crosshairs?
I was going to ask if he had blocked it or not.
I've never been this center before.
Hmm?
Never been this center before.
Sensitive, you said?
I've never been this centered.
Oh, centered. Yeah. See, doesn't that help you? That's what that's for. That helps you to land. Just follow those crosshairs. And that's one of the main reasons why I started doing this. I know it's like your brother, your younger brothers are having issues. So I figure if I can get them to follow the crosshairs, you know, and stop them from jerking. That's their number one thing they're doing so much is jerking.
Elijah's last used to always talk about me doing it, not you doing it.
Oh, he's like big time. Well, he's still young, you know. How old is he?
11.
Elijah's 11?
Elijah's 11, Jeremiah is 9.
Okay.
How old do you think they were?
I thought Jeremiah was like 8.
He's just a little small.
Yeah. And you're 15, 16?
14.
14, okay. There you go. Woo, woo, woo. Now you made it down.
At least I made it on a runway this time.
Yeah, that's good, man. Okay, good, good. So you did your first ILS landing. All right, good one.